What's going on, everybody? This is Soda Online from Team Avalon. I am back to give you guys another deck profile. Um, this is actually a long time coming because I actually love this deck so much that um, I play in basically every format. So if the title, didn't spoil the surprise, of course I'm talking about Luquiers. Silver Thorn Luquiers, I started when I was playing in G, and honestly, I actually have fun with the deck because I love filtering the decks. I love filtering and calling stuff from Soul. So that's the reason why I love the deck because it's so fun. And waifu status, right? So this is the Rhine line for the Silver Thorn. You have to run Silver Thorn Rhine line because it's Silver Thorn, of course. So this is the deck. These are the ride lines are basically like ride lines that you can't do anything, upon ride. But when you ride over it, then it does stuff. So when you ride over the grade 1, you look at the top 7 cards. You put 1 card into your soul, and then you shuffle the rest. That's the only thing she does. And then the grade 2, again, pretty much does nothing until you ride a Luquier over her. So what she does, the grade 2, what she does is you soul charge 1, and then you choose a card and you add it to your hand. So pretty much what would happen is with her skill, people would add either PGs, other Luquiers, or basically any pieces you need, right? And then when you ride over the grade 2, you soul charge 1, and then you basically just select one of those cards and add it to your hand. If you pretty much soul charge a Luquier, I recommend you take the Luquiers because of the Persona Ride, of course. Persona Ride is very powerful in this deck. So, yes. And obviously, the grade 3 Luquier. Grade 3 Luquier says, once per turn on counterblast 1, you put a card from your hand into the soul, and you call up to 3 units for different grade from your soul, and those 3 units gains 5,000 power. And then at the end of your turn, you shove 2 cards from the field into the soul, and you draw a card. This deck, there is a lot of draw power because I feel like more draw the better than the fronts, because I feel like this deck could already hit like a truck, and it doesn't really need the front triggers for the rears to hit. So that's what I think. So that's the right line. Now let's move on to the deck. So we'll start out with triggers first. OT, because it's standard we're talking about. If you're playing this deck without OT, or if you're playing any standard deck without OT, then you playing the wrong game. Sorry guys. But OT, of course. Dark Deck State OT, when it's triggered, offensively, your Vanguard gets 10,000 power and crit for the whole entire game, and one immunity gains 100 million. If you trigger defensively, it does nothing except for healing that damage, and obviously the 100 million. Okay, so I do play this deck a little bit more aggressively than others. So I do play 8 criticals. Some people only play like 5 criticals and 3 fronts and 3 heal. 3 fronts and 3 draws. But I feel like this deck, again, like I said, it doesn't really need the front power, and it doesn't really need the guard power, because this deck actually does have a lot of guard power on its own. So I decided to go with 8 crits, and I feel that is a good choice to stick with because I've been play testing a lot with this deck, and the crits really does help you get the win like really quick. And of course I played the 3 draws. Like I said, I rather focus on draws than the offensive because this deck is really offensive, and it does get the 5,000 power, if your opponent's grade 3. And then I play the split heals. This is the crit heals. So, and this is just generic. The reason I play crit heals because Oscadate is a thing, and not only Oscadates, but Gravidia is a thing, and what else decks out there that gives you crits? Oh, prison. Prison is also a thing as well. So yeah, it's pretty much for those matchups. I'm not really focused on the restanding matchup yet because I feel like restanding doesn't really have that much competition except for like Overlord and Lutetia. That's it. Nothing else really restands that much. That it's a threat, you know. And that is the triggers. So let's move on to the grade threes. So obviously your Persona rights, your Luquiers. I play four of the what do you call it? The orders. So by the way, this one it has an errata in Japan. I guess because apparently this card doesn't have the Silverthorn name, right? So I guess because I think in Japan it's called something else. It doesn't have Silverthorn in it, but you know until we get anything, this card is still Silverthorn. So what she does is you can play her from the soul with Counterblasting 1. You could also play her from hand by Counterblasting 1, either or. It's just that it's really cool that you can play her from the soul. You choose one of your unit, and it gives the ability, like when your Vanguard swings, you can put that unit into the soul and call another unit out. And that's what she does. And that's it. The thing is so, I mean, it's this is where your fourth attacker comes from, honestly. So playing 4 of is really good. You always want to see it, and you can always stick it to the soul, you know, with Luquier skill. And then I play 2 of the counter chargers. So this card, when this card is called out from the soul, you soul charge 1 and you counter charge 1. You always want the counter charging because Luquier always, every turn, you always waste 2 counter blasts because you waste 1 counter blast for Luquier skill. And then you waste another counter blast for the order skill. So you always want to make your combo a 1 CB instead of 2, you know? It's just better. And I play another 3 copy of the ride line. The reason why I'm doing it is because she's there for the guard. She is, when she enters, you know, in a guardian circle, you get to Soul Blast 1. And she basically becomes a 10k, I think. Do you Soul Blast 1 for there? I don't think so, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. You don't even Soul Blast, so she's just a free 10k, which is really good. Yeah. So, if you want to, you know, be offensive, I guess, you would call her out from the soul instead of another card that I'm about to show. But, yeah, if you want to play defensive, you would call her just because of the 10k card. And then, the next card I would say is the most important card one of the most important cards in the deck. Rising Dragon. So Rising Dragon, it is ridiculously powerful. He is like your biggest hitter. So this card says, when it's placed on rear guard, right, you could put a card into the soul and draw a card. Really good. The other skill is during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Luquier in this card name, and 2 or more of your units was placed on the rear guard from your soul, this unit gains plus 10,000 power, and if 4 or more were placed, it gets plus another 10,000 power. So it becomes a 20k instead of a 10k. So that's when I said the order would be helping you, because Luquier calls out 3. Orders call out another 1. So you would get 20k boost instead of a 10k boost, which I think is really, really strong. You could really hit numbers with this. I think the highest I went was like 60k for the whole entire column, 60k, which is ridiculous, or 60 plus k. I don't really quite remember the power, but it is really, really strong. Now, obviously, this is the grade 1 lineup, and of course the PGs, the Centitude. It's good against, you know, Flagbird, Guard Restrict, all types of good stuff. And the non-discarding PGs if you have 1 or less card in your hand. And then the grade 1s for Silverthorn, it is the Breathing Dragon. So this card is actually good too, because it actually gives your front row an extra 5,000 power. So when she's entered in the back row from your soul, actually no, I don't even think you need to put. Oh, it does. So yeah, I was about to say, like, did I play this card wrong? But no. So when you placed him, in the back row from the soul, you soul blast one, and then you choose one of your vanguard, and it gets the ability, which is all of your front rows. Rear guards gets plus 5,000 until the end of turn. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I just all of your front row rear guards. So that means you don't even get 5k from the vanguard, right? Am I reading this correctly? Choose one of your vanguard and it gets continuous all of your front row rear guards. Yeah, I guess it's only rear guards. Holy shit, I've been playing this card wrong. I thought it meant front row as in like, you know, your vanguard and your rear guards, but I guess not. I guess it's only rear guards. That's interesting. Reading is hard, kids, right? And then I would say this is the next card. This is the most important card in the deck. Well, it's the other most important card. So pretty much Falcate. You know, it's no surprise that Falcate is going to be in this deck. You know, I mean, the cat even looked like a clown cat, a clown type of cat, right? A circus cat, I guess you would say it. So Falcate, it is very expensive right now. Oh lord. Okay, so Falcate, what she does is when she boosted, when she's boosted, right, and then you choose a card from your drop, and you add it to the soul that a grade you're missing. So if you're missing a 3, a grade 3 from the soul, then you can grab a grade 3 from the drop and put into the soul, which is, you know, the order. So she's there just for that, just to help you build up your soul and make sure you have the plays that you have. So she's really good. I played her at a 4. Originally I played at a 3, but I realized that you have to see her like in hard mulligan. When you hard mulligan, you have to see her. So I decided to play at 4 to make it my job easier. But she's really fun. She's a really good card. And of course, the last 3 cards I play is Ling. Ling is I guess you could say technically a soul charger, because you check the top 2 cards from your deck and you put 1 card over there into the soul and the rest on the bottom. She's pretty much like a card that allows you to soul charge without you to blindly soul charge, right? Because you know what, you do not want to soul charge your triggers, especially your ulti. So this is kind of on the story. So when I was playing this, test playing this deck, the first game I won because, you know, it's just I won. So it was legit, right? It was a clean match. The second game I played, I lost. I lost to Gravidia because, you know, she freaking ultied my ass. But the thing is when I was soul charging, right? I soul charged my ulti and I was like, oh shit. Well, there it is. My ulti is gone. You know, nobody has to be scared of it no more. So I really like the non-blind soul charging with Ling, and you could filter your deck a lot faster, even though the deck doesn't have shuffle capability except for the grade 1 ride line. But it's still nice to soul charge that's not blindly, because it's better to hit triggers than not to hit triggers, okay? So from that lesson, I was like, okay, screw this. I'm just gonna play Ling so I don't soul charge my goddamn LT like a maniac. And you could filter too, and you could put her into the soul and you can call her out with Luquiers. So that's the good thing. So if you want to build soul, then you can call her out. If you want to attack, if you want power, then you call the breathing dragon out. So and also the third game that we played after the second game, I soul charged my ulti again. Yep. That's just how this deck works. It's like, you know what, you don't want to play Link? Alright, cool, I'm gonna give you your ulti so you can soul charge it. I was like, alright, cool. I still managed to win though, but it's just that soul charging your ulti kind of suck. So that's why Ling is there. And I think a lot of people either play 2 copies of Ling too. Like, it's not just me. Some people even play 4, which is, I don't know, man, maybe that's a little bit too much. But this is the deck. I'm gonna show you guys like what is like the most optimal hand you can get. So obviously you're gonna want a Falcate, you're gonna want a Ling, you're gonna want, depends on matchup, you might want the PG, but these are the definitely that you might need, that you might want. So pretty much these 4 right here is a must. So you would want to see these from your hand on your drive, especially Falcate. You need to see Falcate, and you need to see the order and the grade 2 Rising Dragon. The reason why is because when you ride, right, you're gonna discard the grade 3, okay? You're gonna ride on to the grade, depends on if you're going first or second. If you, let's say you're going first, so you would discard this, right, to ride your grade 1. It does nothing past turn. On your second turn, you draw. Okay, cool. Let's discard this, and then you will draw. You will what do you call it? Ride your grade 2, and then you'll call out the Falcate. You just swing. Falcate skill. Since your deck doesn't have a grade 3, you put the grade 3 back. You put the grade 3 order into the soul, and then that's your order right there. Your order is set, and then from there on, you just keep on building soul. Like, you need to put your Rising Dragon in there at some point. You want to call Ling, check top 2, and call some and put one into the soul. So pretty much that's how the game starts. So Falcate, very important to have, and then the second very important card, it would be the grade 3 orders, and then after that, Rising Dragon, and then Ling and PG. You know, it depends on your matchup. Depends on what deck you're fighting against. PG. So that is like your most optimal hand right there. You don't really need the Persona Rod in the very beginning, because the chance of you having a Luquier to put into the soul and calling it out or adding it to your hand when you ride a Luquier onto the top of the grade 2 is very high. Because remember, the grade 1, when you ride a grade 2 on top of it, you get to tech level 7, and then you just add something, right? You just get to add something. And if you add the Luquiers, then, you know, on the grade 2 turn, you can add it back. But that does mean, wait, no, never mind. I was about to say that does mean you can't add the order, but you still can because it's on place, so you should be able to, regardless. So yeah, this is the deck, and I hope you guys enjoy this deck list for Luquiers. It's really fun. It's a little tiny bit of expensive. I mean, actually, no, I take that back. It is a lot expensive, especially if you want to play this card, because I do see some Luquiers play this card. It's starting to play this card. Where is it at? Oh, there you go. I guess I'll just take one copy of you. Unless you want to play this monster, you know, because people does play him as well, because you get 5k for every soul charge. So that's if you want to, but if you don't have to play him. You know, I'm not playing him because I don't think it needs it, but you know, it's up to you. But that's it. Thank you for watching this deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys like it. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in a comment down below. And also, if you guys want to get any accessories for any card games you guys play, like Vanguard, Pokemon, I guess, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys could go to the website, Avalon Accessories below, and you guys could buy your accessories, like playmats and dices and everything. And also, this is coming from the big boss himself. He said he's gonna start making power counters for Vanguard too. So when he starts doing it, he's gonna let us know, and then we're gonna spread it out to the world. So if you guys want some power counters, stay tuned. They're gonna be coming soon, and we're gonna come out with, you know, more playmats in the future, more different arts, and we're just gonna get this stuff rolling. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.